All right, welcome back, boys and girls. We are going to continue with our lesson 25, day 4. We are at the reading table. We're going to go ahead and go through our words to know for the whole unit. And those words are make, play, said, good, she, all, he, and know. So all these words are on our word to know row, and you should know these words by heart. You should know how to spell them, and you should know what they say. That's what our words to know are all about, us building up our vocabulary. Alrighty, going over to our letters for the unit. Mix Mr. X-ray with the X, which makes a X sound. Ozzy Octopus with the O that makes the ah sound. Edna Elephant with the E that makes the eh sound. Jumping Jill with the J that makes the j sound. Hattie Horse with the H that makes the h sound. And Keely Kangaroo with the K that makes the k sound. All right, great job, boys and girls. We are about to do our blending. So I'm going to blend a word, and you're going to tell me what that word is I am saying. First word. Ix. Ix. If you said fix, you are correct. Ix. Ix. Next word. Add. Add. If you said pad, you are correct. Add. Add. Next word. Top. Up. Up. Yeah, I almost gave that one away. Top. Up. Up. Spells top. All right, next one. D. D. If you said mud, you are correct. D. D. All right, next one. D. N. D. N. If you said den, you are correct. A den is like a cave of an animal would stay in. D, e, n, d, e, n. And some of us may have a den in our home, a room, a family room where people stay in. Last word, pig, pig. If you said pig, you are correct. Pig, pig. All right, great job, boys and girls. We are going to move on to our blending. Our quick erase. I'm going to write a word on the board. We're going to sound it out. Then we change the beginning sound and see what we end up with. Okay, we have s, a, k, because we know when we see CK together, it's one sound. K, s, a, k, s, a, k, sock. If I change the S to an M, I have mock. If I change the M to an L, I have lock. Very simple, right? It's getting easier and easier. Here we go. Next words. All right. So I have dig, dig. If I change the D to F, I have fig. And if I change the F to W, I have wig. Excellent job. Moving right along. Next word. Rip. Rip. If I change the rip, the R in rip to N, I have nip. And if I change the N to Z, I have zip. All right, boys and girls. And now we're going to take a look at what words are if we take off the beginning sound. So we have pin and all right. So our first word, tab. If I take the T off the tab, I have ab. If I have pin, and if I take the p off of pin, I have in. I have box. If I take the B off of box, I have ox. And I have leg and a leg. And I take the L off of leg, I have egg. Yes, it sounds just like the egg that we eat, but we would actually add another G to that. All right, so this reminds us of our word family, and I believe that today is the word family is am. Am. So please do that so you can earn your star. I'm going back to the reading table where we're going to just take a quick look at our exclamations. And so we know exclamation means we really mean it. We might even be yelling it. All right. The pie is hot. Woo, the pie is hot. Spaghetti is so good. Spaghetti is so good. Carrots are my favorite snack. Carrots are my favorite snack. Yum. All righty. I am going to read the story for today. It's our companion read. And just a clarity, last time when I read A Pie in the Sky yesterday, and I said that the author, I think I said the author was Lewis. It is Lois Earhart. All right, so I did want to make that correction because, I don't know, I woke up in a sweat in the middle of the night thinking, did I say Lewis or Lois? So just to be clear, the name is Lois Earhart. All right, Earhart. All right, so here we have this story, and our story is a informational text. That means we're going to learn some things about apples, probably, because the story is called From Apple Tree to Store. So let's go ahead and take a look at this story. And it says, "It is fall. The trees are full of ripe apples. It is time to pick them. This apple picker climbs a ladder. She picks the apples by hand. Then she puts them in her bag." Looks like a fun job. This apple picker empties his bag. There is no more room in it. He puts all his apples in a large bin. And we see our words to know highlighted. He and all, as we did she in the other page. A tractor picks up the bins. A big truck will take them to a store. Not all the apples go to a store. Some get made into juice and cider. Others get made into applesauce. So we see here where they have a juice presser. They're putting the apples in and pressing, and all that juice is coming out, the apple juice. And they can make cider with it as well, not just apple juice. We buy apples in a store. Sometimes we buy them from a farm stand. Then we take them home. We use some apples to make pies. We eat them. We eat some of them. The apples taste good. And here I think is a good place where they could have put an exclamation if they really meant it. The apples taste good if they had an exclamation, but we see they just have a period. So they just say the apples taste good. She looks like she's really enjoying it though, doesn't she? There are many different kinds of apples, and we see the different kinds. Red Delicious, Granny Smith, which happen to be my favorite. I like the sour apples. Golden Delicious, and Jonathan apples. Which ones have you eaten? And here's some more. We have Stamen, Rome Beauty, Macintosh, and Gala. Oh, that's it. Sorry, I thought it was more to the story. So, which ones have you eaten? It'd be interesting to know. Alrighty, so as we look at this story and we compare it to A Pie in the Sky, we know that apples can be made into different kinds of foods and drinks. All right, and the same can be said for cherries. There is a cherry juice. You can make cherry apples, but there are other things that you can make with cherries, cherry tarts and things of that nature. So, or cherry sauces that go on meat. So, apples and cherries can do more than just eat plain or go in pies. So that's something that's alike about the two stories. All right, and in the Pie in the Sky story, they made all the cherries into pies. And here, they're doing more than pies. They're doing cider and applesauce and things of that nature. But both of them also, because this story shows you a pie, so you can also make it into an apple pie. So they cover a lot of different foods. Basically, in Pie in the Sky, they just talked about a cherry pie. But in this story, they talk about apple pies, apple juice, apple cider, and applesauce. So it talks about a lot of different foods you can make from apples. All right, and then we know that the apples grow on trees, because it says from apple tree to store. What other fruits grow on trees? Well, we know for a fact that cherries, because in our other story, the cherries were growing on a tree. But we also have oranges and peaches that grow on trees too, as bananas grow on trees, pineapples grow on trees. So we have a lot of different fruits that grow on trees. Alrighty, so that's the end of our social studies. We learned how apples get to us. We have someone that first picks them, then they put them in a bin. The bin takes them to a big truck, which then takes them to a store, or maybe to a place where they make applesauce, apple cider, and apple juice. Then the rest of them get taken to the store, and then that's when they get to us, and we eat them. And there's so many different kinds that we can enjoy. That's it for right now, boys and girls. You go ahead and take a break with Miss LaBerth, and then when you come back, we'll be doing some writing. All right, take care.